Good morning, my friends. It's Sachin. Hope you're doing awesome. Today, I wanted to talk about one of the most important nerves. They're all important, but this one's probably one of the most important nerves that's often overlooked. It's not discussed, and it's something that when you learn about, you will immediately have the ability to heal every cell, organ, tissue in your entire body simultaneously. How cool is that? You know, this misconception that we have to heal every organ separately is actually not true. We can heal every organ at the same time. Your body is brilliant by design. Your body is absolutely stunningly brilliant at healing. That's one of the best things that it knows how to do. It's actually really bad at creating disease. It takes many years to create disease, but it takes milliseconds for it to start healing. And that's what it's always after. So I call this nerve the $1 trillion secret that nobody wants you to know about, especially those people that are trying to peddle you drugs and all kinds of concoctions. If you're not stimulating this nerve, you will never experience true health. So let me explain to you the anatomy of this nerve, and that might help explain why it works so well and why it can heal every single cell, tissue, organ in your body at the same time. So this nerve starts off in the brainstem. It's cranial nerve number 10. And you've got a pair of cranial nerve number 10s coming out of each side of the brainstem and then going through the neck and wrapping around the heart, the lungs, the diaphragm, the small intestine, large intestine, reproductive organs, kidney, liver, you name it. Everything in your trunk is wrapped by this very special nerve. Now, this nerve is called the vagus nerve, and the word vagus means wanderer. So it literally wanders around and envelopes every organ in your trunk. So when we stimulate this nerve, guess what? We get to heal every single cell, tissue, organ in your entire body, because when we stimulate the vagus nerve, it shifts us from a sympathetic dominant state, which is where our body's breaking stuff down, into a parasympathetic state when our body is healing, repairing, regenerating, reproducing, restoring, and rejuvenating. Who doesn't want that? Everyone that comes to me or comes to our clinic or goes to any clinic wants to heal deeply. They don't want to just heal one part of them. They want to heal wholly. And without stimulating this nerve, that is physiologically impossible. So what people do is they go to from doctor to doctor, specialist to specialist. They see a liver specialist, a kidney specialist, a GI specialist, a heart specialist, when in reality, you are the specialist. Your body has a specialized nerve that when stimulated heals all of those organs simultaneously. So who doesn't want that? I think everyone does. You just don't know that it actually exists. And that's why I call it the $1 trillion secret. If people knew this and stimulated this nerve, I propose that we could reduce healthcare expenditures by trillions upon trillions of dollars worldwide. In fact, many cultures have always been stimulating this nerve, but just not knowing that they were doing it. So let me give you a few ways to stimulate this nerve, and you might be doing these things, but you may not even know that you're doing them, and therefore you're not leaning into them. So a couple of low-hanging fruit ways to stimulate your vagus nerve. Number one is deep diaphragmatic breathing. So when we take deep breaths, we stimulate the vagus nerve. How easy and simple is that? So there is certainly, I'll share a future video, some breathing exercises that you can do, but for now, we'll just stay with deep diaphragmatic breathing. Another thing that you can do to stimulate the vagus nerve is humming, chanting, singing, talking, vocally. Anything that you do expresses and creates vibration in the throat, which mechanically stimulates the vagus nerve. So this is why you feel good when you talk to people. This is why you feel good when you go to the temple and chant, or when you sing out loud, or when you hum your favorite song. Try humming and being mad at the same time. It's like almost impossible for you to do that. So when you start humming and chanting and singing, you're immediately stimulating the vagus nerve. Another thing that you can do to stimulate the vagus nerve is tongue scraping. So I remember growing up, Dad, forgive me, but my dad would sound like he was like trying to kill himself in the bathroom, because he would be gagging himself using his tongue scraper. So growing up, we just thought that was totally normal. But it turns out when you gag yourself, you stimulate the vagus nerve. So, make sure you haven't eaten anything, but gently gagging yourself with a tongue scraper is a powerful way to stimulate your vagus nerve. Another way is to gargle. So you can put some water in your mouth, and be careful, be mindful of how much you put. And you want to gargle the alphabet as loudly as you can, at least twice. Now, you'll know you're getting a good stimulation of your vagus nerve if your eyes start watering, because where the vagus nerve attaches to the brainstem is right next to the part of your brain that creates tear production. So if you get a strong enough stimulation of the vagus nerve, you're going to start tearing up. So that brings me to my next point, laughing. Laughing to the point of tears, as many of you have probably experienced, is a diaphragmatic exercise. And the reason you tear up is because you're getting such a strong stimulation of the vagus nerve. So that's going to also help you feel good almost instantaneously. Laughing yoga is something my mom taught me many years ago. So it's good to have a laugh, right? Watch your favorite comedy, hang out with some friends, reminisce about some good old days and times, and have a good laugh. That's going to stimulate your vagus nerve. So those are some easy, simple ways. Gargling, tongue scraping, deep breathing, humming, chanting, singing are all ways to stimulate your vagus nerve. And if you start doing this regularly, start leaning into it, I promise you, I can 100% promise you that your blood pressure will go down, your blood sugars will start to stabilize, your breathing will improve, your sleep will improve, your reproductive health will improve, because you are stimulating the very nerve that promotes those functions in your body. What's interesting is that your body has this one nerve that does all those things for you. Remember, if the solution is simple, it's probably leveraging the complexity and sophistication of your body in order for the healing to take place. If the solution is complicated, then you're probably trying to manipulate the body. And that's what most people do. They overcomplicate healing. And I kind of sit here and I laugh. You know, it used to be me. I'd overcomplicate the healing process until I got smart, until I started realizing that healing needs to be simple. It must be simple for it to scale, for us to reach millions of people, for the healing of the planet to take place. It's not in a pill bottle, folks. It never was, it never will be. While pills can help, nothing works better than you. Nothing can fix your body better than it can fix itself. So take some deep breaths, have some awesome belly laughs, chant your favorite mantras or favorite songs, hum as loud as you can while you're driving, sing your heart out. All of these things are going to stimulate a powerful nerve that represents how well and how deeply you can heal. So if you find this helpful, please share. More people need to hear this. More people need to be humming and singing and chanting and breathing right and doing all of these things that promote their absolute deepest healing. And I want to be part of that. So please share. Please don't just share it, but implement this. Implement this into your life. Have a good laugh. You know, get out there, have some fun, connect with old friends, whether it's through Zoom or a phone call or in person, whatever is appropriate for you and whatever feels safe to you. But please remember to stimulate your vagus nerve. And here's what's funny about the vagus nerve. What happens in the vagus nerve doesn't stay in the vagus nerve. It goes everywhere. And so happy stimulating your vagus nerve. I got a busy day today, so I can't lay around the grass all day, but thanks for joining me. Lots of love to you. And if you found this helpful, please share, drop a heart, drop a comment, and I will keep posting powerful videos just like this, because I want my son and myself to grow up in a world where everyone's healthy, happy, laughing, joyful, and experiencing what it means to be human. We all deserve to be human, not humanoids or human-like. We need to be humans. And so what better thing to do than to breathe right, to laugh right, to stimulate the very nerve that allows our deepest healing to take place. All right, lots of love. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day. Bye for now.